Hey, let's see how this works. New camera, just testing out. Okay, I'm gonna go up this hill. So, going for a run today. It's supposed to be a long run. It's Saturday. I don't know if it will be a long run or not. I don't really know how far I'm going to go, but this is basically just an excuse to try out this camera, see how it goes. I've got a new camera. It's a 360 camera, which I haven't used before, but I'm going to see how it works out for running in particular. Usually I use a GoPro 7, but it was either this or a 10, GoPro 10. I thought I'd give the 360 a try. I'm hoping the footage comes out well, but I've got to check the sound and everything else. So today I am doing Norbert Creek in the Kaitoki National Regional Park. It starts on a steep hill here, which is what I'm just doing now. I think I've done a video on this before. Get to the top of the hill, down the other side, all the way down to the water catchment river, and then turn around and come back. Slightly different route on the way back, straight over the top of the hill and little ford at the end, little stream. I thought I'd capture it down this and see how it comes out. So it is, I think it's like July 2nd or 3rd, very early July. It's freezing today, real winter temperatures now. Quite interested to know how this comes out when it's just handheld. Yeah, so yeah, it's real cold today. I haven't been doing a whole lot of running lately actually, just, you know, reasonable amount, like, I don't know, 35k, 40k a week, nothing crazy. The training for Tarawera in February starts in about 5-6 weeks time, middle of August. So pretty soon that'll start ramping. Oh God, that'll start ramping up, and I'll be running all weather and everything. At the moment, I'm taking it easy and I'm not going crazy. You know, I'm letting myself. I do run in the rain and stuff, but if it's particularly bad weather, then I'll skip it. We had hail a few days ago, so I was kind of glad I skipped one because it would have been right as I was out. But yeah, just thought I'd get out into the forest today. It's pretty chilly in this valley though. I'm kind of looking forward to getting on the top, even though it's not as picturesque up there. It's going to be warmer hopefully. Apparently this thing has like infinite stabilization because it's 360, so you know you can spin it upside down, it still stabilizes. So we'll see how that comes out. As I suspect the workflow is going to be quite a lot more complicated to edit, and I probably will carry on using my GoPro as well as. But I just thought, see how this goes, because one of the things that's probably difficult to appreciate is when you're filming for YouTube, it's pretty easy to make decent films, like with a DSLR, you know, shallow depth of field, put nice shots together and stuff. The problem is you can't do that and run. You're either making a video or you're going out for a run for the day. You can't carry a DSLR out in the forest. And even with the action cams, like if you're setting them up, going back, changing the angle, setting it up, going back, you're not running, you're not actually exercising, which is kind of annoying. So I'm hoping with this 360 I can maybe get some interesting shots and still get out for a trip, you know. First thing I noticed, it doesn't have a lanyard for your wrist, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to have to get that sorted because I'm going to break it otherwise. I almost broke my GoPro a few times, so this thing has a lens on both sides obviously, so that's the first thing to worry about. We'll see. If I break it, then I break it. You never know if you don't try. But yeah, so I'm just crashing through the undergrowth now. Just about to get to the steep climb. I don't know how the sound's going to come out either, because normally these cameras, they have directional sound, and obviously they allow for the wind noise and stuff. It's not windy today, but because this has 360 audio, I don't know if you're going to be able to like hear the river, and that's better, or if you'll just drown out everything else because of the white noise effect. So there's a lot of experiments with the camera today. Whoa. Oh dear. Yeah. So one of the reasons I got this camera, I'm not really meaning this to be a review video, but this is kind of for my own purposes, this run, so it's going to turn out being a review for me, I guess. But one of the reasons I got it is because the selfie stick is so much smaller than the GoPro. GoPro has quite a lot of different selfie sticks, but the one I use, I think it's called the Goliath, and it's massive. You know, it weighs a lot, and this one is like quite small. It's quite long as well, it's just as long as the other one, but it's also called the invisible selfie stick because if I screw it on here, hopefully this will go invisible or I'll look like an idiot. When you do that, hopefully you can't see the selfie stick, which I don't really, it doesn't bother me too much with my normal workflow, but yeah, so hopefully that will be invisible now. So far, lots of walking. This route always starts with tons of walking. It's a bit too steep to run this without blowing up. Just kind of use your arms to help yourself up. Yeah, so once I get to the top, it gets a lot nicer. The main reason I'm going this way is because the other way there's a stream. I don't want to get wet feet till right at the end, if I can avoid it. It's cold and it's winter. I don't want wet feet all day. Yeah, so it's only 2 weeks now until the Woo 2K. I imagine a lot of people in Wellington are doing it. I'm skipping it this year, but good luck if you are. Hopefully by now you're just doing your long runs and starting to think about tapering off, depending on the distance, I guess, but certainly if you're doing the 60, you're going to want to be tapering about now. Oh. The other thing that interests me is with the 360 camera is the exposure. Like, I don't know how the exposure works, because as you pan the shot round, it's going to flare out the camera, so that'll be interesting. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm going to have to get like a wrist lanyard for it or something. I'm going to end up dropping it. So this is the Insta360 1X2. It's been out for a while. Got it at a pretty cheap price, so see how it goes. Oh, we're nearly at the top now. Once we get to all this stuff, you're almost at the top. This, I hope, is where the 360 camera starts to pay off. So that's where we started, down there at those buildings. The selfie stick is a little bit less counterweighted than the GoPro one, so you need a little bit more grip for it, which I don't think is a major issue, but it means it's a lot lighter, which is good. It just means when you're tired, it's a little bit more grip needed. Yeah, so now we literally can run the rest of the way. So it goes over the top of this hill, down for ages. Not sure how far I'm going to go today because I'm literally just going out for a fun run. See, that's interesting because normally the sun's behind the camera. Normally, you know, you wouldn't have problems with flaring out the lens, but that's a 360 lens. So I'll be interested to see how that comes out. Yeah, just a last little bit of climbing. It's down for like, I don't know, 5-6k. I'll probably just do half and turn around. Not going to be a very long run today, I don't think. Mostly just get out and about. As I say, it's quite cold. So the other thing is it compared to Apple AirPods, the earphones, which I don't have, but they have a microphone built in, and it can use the microphone source, which might actually be kind of interesting if the wind is a problem. No wind today to test, but okay, we're at the top of the hill, thank God. Yeah, so See how this goes. Not a lot of people come out this way. This particular route's pretty quiet. I think I've only ever seen one person. So one of the other reasons I got this is because we used to own a drone, DJI Mavic Mini 2, with the idea being we were going to film all these drone shots, because I want to make nice videos. But what we found is that like everywhere we run, everywhere you want to go is owned by DOC, and DOC pretty much ban drones everywhere. There's like a permit system and stuff. It's super complicated, expensive, and pretty much wherever you want to fly, you can't fly. So I ended up getting rid of the drone, but with the 360 camera, we can fake the drone shot. Like or like a follow shot. Which, as you can imagine, it's very difficult to do with a normal camera. So we'll see how those come out. Don't want to get too fancy with it. The other thing that's kind of cool is you can hang it on like a tree or something, run past it. It does mean you have to go back and get it like normal, but it does mean that you can like pan the shot in post-production. So you can potentially do panning shots solo, because I'm running a lot on my own, pretty much always on my own at the moment, because Joe's getting ready for W2K, and with her health issues and stuff, we're just different speeds now. So I'm running all the time on my own. It's quite hard to film anything other than this kind of thing at the end of your arm. So hopefully this will give us some more interesting shots, and I can kind of come down low and get, you know, or whatever. So yeah, we'll see how this comes out. If the next one's a GoPro, you'll know I didn't like it. Oh my god! Oh yeah, this route just goes down so far. And then the problem is it's quite addictive, and then you realise you've got to get all the way back again. It's quite a slog, but it is runnable in the other direction if you just jog it out. I've done that before. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, but I have now signed up to the Tarawera Miler 100 mile, which is the race that means a lot to me. I haven't tried it before, but it's the one that basically got me into trail running. It's the race that like I saw and was like, that's impossible, and then when I saw people do it, I was like, I want to be able to do that. But at the time I was completely overweight. I mean, I was obese. I couldn't even run 400 metres. I couldn't even run 100 metres. I remember when I first got my treadmill, and it was like we'd go on the treadmill every night for like 5 minutes, because I'd be completely blown up after like 300-400 metres, and it was like, oh, this running is 5 minutes a day, this is easy. And I guess to the point where you need like 3 hours on a Sunday, but you know, oh dear. Yeah, it's kind of nice this time of year because you can just choose to run when you want to, and back off when it gets a bit really bad weather. As I say, a couple of weeks time I'll be on plan, and then I'll be doing exactly as I'm told, running to the exact wattage. Speaking of which, I actually forgot my Stryd today. I only just realised. So this is just going to be on heart rate, which I don't normally do anymore. Normally I use my power for everything, but mixes it up a little bit. Okay, so we're only like 5k. It's about another 400 metres to the river through this forest, but I don't think I'm going to do it today because it's wet and it's winter. It's going to be, I'll probably slip. I remember last time it was really muddy. It just goes down through there to the river. It's a couple hundred metres. But I'm probably just going to make my way back up and over the top. Unfortunately, that means there's not a whole heap to look at here, but you know, it is what it is. Right, I guess we better start. As I say, this is runnable. You just got to get into like a granny gear groove and just jog it out. But it's this is quite a good hill climb actually. Yeah, so still making my way up. Just walking for a little bit. Run pretty much 90% of it so far. Yeah, it's like 3 kilometers or something, just straight up. It's actually a really good training climb. if you're in the Wellington area and you're doing like the W2K, which has a lot of, especially if you're in the hut like me, and it's a long way to go down in town to try the actual skyline route and that. This is actually a pretty good training route because it's straight up the top of the hill and down, but it's not so steep as Mount Climby, so you can actually run it. But it's steeper than the Te Riser in Lower Hut, so it's actually a really good training run if you can just run all the way up here. Maybe do reps on it, I guess, but I've only ever done it once. Like, I've never tried repping it, but it's a good run. It's like I don't think many people know about this place, so now you do. Yeah, this is Norbert Creek, just over the back of Norbert Creek. Blimey, this route's not too bad on your legs, but you definitely got to make sure you got the right ankle dorsiflexion. You got enough stretch in your Achilles and calf, otherwise it's going to pull them. Man, it's pretty hard on the back of your calf. Should have stretched before I started. Oh dear, nearly there. The top's just around this next corner. Oh, okay, let's get this done. Oh, finally made it over the top, all the way down now. It's actually fairly steep if I remember correctly. I'm going the roadway straight down rather than going back down through the forest. But, oh, back in the sun, thank God. It's pretty chilly down in that valley. I thought the sun would be on it because the sun's over there, but it was in the shade, it was under trees, so I should have figured, but it was actually pretty cold. Right, I've got to make sure I don't fall over and smash my camera here. But down, all the way into the valley, and then all the way back along the road. Actually, I parked fairly near the entrance, so I haven't got to go too far along. It's pretty much at the ranger hut. I've got to cross a little river at the bottom of this. So this goes down now for a couple of K. It's actually quite enjoyable, this section. So enjoy the view, and see you at the bottom probably. This is the creek, Norbert Creek itself, and this is where you get wet feet. It's unavoidable. Fortunately, I forgot to bring my Stryd, so I'm going to take that off. Oh, it's cold. Oh, that is cold today. Yeah, it's not too deep, it's only ankle deep, but you can't jump it, unfortunately. And it's not quite, the stones aren't big enough to step across. Ah, great shoes. Yeah, that's why I went this way round, because the car's maybe 800-900 metres this way, but I didn't want to get wet feet right at the start and then go right up a hill. It's a good way to get blisters. So, yeah, hopefully this video will come out okay. I'll see what I can do with it in post-production. I'll show you the view here. I believe when you do the Y2K race in Wairarapa, it comes down the ridgeline. I can't remember what the ridgeline's called. Pylon track. Comes down pylon track. I think it crosses this field, which is a private field, obviously, through this gate, I think. And then it heads up that climb and down through the forest section. There's like a technical descent. I've not actually done the Y2K race, so I'm not 100% certain, but I believe that's the route it takes. So yeah, so I've got to go through the campsite in a minute. There's like Kaiteki campsite, and then back to the car. So I'll leave you guys here, and cheers for watching this. Hopefully it'll come out, we'll see.